Hello dear students, welcome back to English grammar class. Today we are going to discuss about degree of comparison of the adjectives. Adjectives have three different forms to show degree of comparison. It is used when we compare one person or thing with the other. Okay, in our daily life we are using some words to describe or to compare two things or two people. For that purpose we use some adjectives. So today we are going to study about those adjectives and how we will use them in our daily life. Okay, so let's start. There are three kinds of degree of comparison. First, positive degree. Second, comparative degree. And the third one is superlative degree. These three degrees are used in different ways. Positive degree just show that there is no comparison of the things or the people like fast, long, old, etc. It shows no comparison. Comparative degree shows the comparison between two people, two things, okay, like faster, longer, older. These are the degrees of comparative degree. And superlative degree describes or shows the comparison of one person or one thing with more than two persons or more than two things, okay, like fastest, longest, oldest, etc. Comparative degree. The comparison may show equality or inequality between the two things. See, comparison can be either in the positive form or in the negative form. Okay, if the comparison is for the positive sense, it will be showing the equality of the two things or two people. And if we want to show the inequality also, we compare the things as well as the people also. Okay, for example, we can say Ram is better in studies than Sham. So this kind of comparison is a kind of negative comparison you can call, or it is showing the inequality between Ram and Shyam. So these kind of sentences also show the comparison, but it is showing the inequality. Whereas when we are showing the equality or comparing the two people or two things equally, so we can tell that Ram is as good as Shyam in studies. Okay, understood the difference between the two comparisons? One is in positive sense and another one is in negative sense. We will come to know the difference between the comparisons and how we can compare each and every things or persons in a better way. Okay, so first of all we should understand that comparative degree is to show the comparison. It can be either equal for equality or for inequality. To show equal comparison, we need to use an adjective between subordinating conjunction as. Like in the second example, as I told, Ram is as good as Shyam. Here I have used the subordinating conjunction as to compare the equality between Ram and Shyam. Okay, so the structure is also given here as, after that adjective, and after that we will use again as. This is the structure for the comparison of two people or two things in an equal sense. Like for example, he is as tall as Mahesh. So here he is compared to Mahesh in sense of height, or the means he is also tall as according to means Mahesh also, he is also taller, means not Mahesh is taller, no, not he is taller, he is also, both have the equal height or both are tall enough. Second is water is as cold as ice. Okay, water is as cold as ice. That means the water is equivalent, or it is having the cool, means the it is also cool enough like ice. Third, the light shines as bright as the sun. That means here the light is compared to the sun. That means the light is shining equally bright as the sun. Okay, so now we can understand one more thing, that in similes these kind of coordinating subordinating conjunctions are used with comparative degree to form similes. Okay, in poetry basically we are using these type of comparison. Understood? Now let's move on to the next part. Rules to form the degree of comparison. Now there are certain rules which we need to follow while forming the degree of comparison. Now what are they? Let's understand it one by one so that you can remember it in future also. First one is, to show an unequal comparison, use an adjective followed by the subordinating conjunction than. Okay, when we are talking or when we are comparing two things or two persons or whatever it is, the comparison should be followed, or that means the adjective should be followed by than. Okay, that means than should be used after the comparative degree of adjective. Then only it will tell about the unequal comparison. Like for example, Sharat is younger than Amit. That means Sharat is younger than Amit. That means Amit is elder to Sharat. Okay, मतलब शरत अमित से छोटा है. So this is an unequal comparison where we are not comparing the equality between the two, whereas we are comparing the inequality between the two. Second rule is, double the final consonant letter for some comparative adjectives. Like for example, sad. So in comparative degree it will become sadder. That means the last consonant will be doubled and er will be used, that is and est will be used with the adjective. So sad will become sadder, and in superlative degree it will become saddest, thin, thinner, thinnest. So these are the words where we have to use double consonant and then add and est in the comparative and superlative degree. Now next rule. If the positive degree of adjective ends with e, then the comparative degree is formed by adding r and superlative degree is formed by adding est to the positive form. Now let's see how it happens. Like for example, in the positive degree, if the word is given gentle, that means last alphabet is E in the positive degree, right? So here what will happen? Only R will be added to the comparative degree, and in superlative degree ST will be added to the word. So in comparative degree it will become gentler, and in superlative degree it will become gentlest. So the degree will be read as positive degree gentle, comparative degree gentler, and superlative degree gentlest. Same way for wise, wiser, wisest. Okay, so you have to remember that whenever an adjective is ending with alphabet E, what we have to do? In comparative degree we have to add R, and in superlative degree we have to add ST with that word. Understood? Now the next rule. If the positive degree of adjective ends in y and it has a consonant before it, then y is first changed to I before adding and est to the positive form. Now see how it happens. Like some words end with alphabet Y, but the rule says that if the word ends with alphabet Y, but before that Y a consonant is there, then what we have to do? We have to change that Y to IER. That means in place of Y, I will come in comparative degree and superlative degree, and after that we have to add and est. That means er in the comparative degree and est in the superlative degree. Now one more rule is that if y has vowel before it, then simply add er and est to the positive form, like grey. See what happens here. Before y a vowel is there, that means e is a vowel. So what happens here, if a vowel is there before the alphabet y or letter y, what we have to do is simply add er and est to the comparative and superlative degrees. So what it will become? Grey will become grayer and greyest. So students, I hope you have understood till this part. If there is any difficulty, you can ask the questions in the chat box. See you next week. Goodbye.